All right. Hey, a lot of times I actually have an opportunity to speak to an audience, either online or offline here locally. And many times I kind of expect that there's been information put out. There's been, some type of bio or something that has been attached to who's speaking, who's instructing, who's doing the educating, or who's doing the presentation. That being myself, I humbly don't like to get into my background or my bio, but I understand that's necessary so people will at least know who you are and who you're connecting with. So tonight, what I want to do real quick, and obviously this is kind of impromptu, but I've been listening to a lot of information over the last few days from a lot of different people that some actually have some caliber of scholarship in finance and in investments and things like this. So me, I'm just an enthusiast. I'm just somebody that studies the trends, look at some research, and kind of go with that gut feeling that, hey, let's dig deeper into this particular technology and see where it leads us. So the exciting thing is this is leading us to something that is revolutionary, and the term that is frequently used now is disruptive. So I want to take a few minutes and introduce to you what I'm going to talk about, why I'm talking about it, and why I am, quote unquote, a bit qualified to even have this conversation with you. Now, at the end of the day, I am no more qualified than you in this particular arena. But what I've done is taken the time to actually read through what they call point papers, white papers, research papers, follow roadmaps to what the company is doing today and what they plan to do years to come for investors and shareholders. Now, and that's just a term I use because it's a term that you may be familiar with. So why are we here? Who am I? And what are we going to do right now? I'm Rashid Hill. I'm actually a strategic intervention and relationship coach certified by the Robbins Madonis Institute here in San Diego. That is where I started. My focus mainly on emotional intelligence and positive psychology, strength science, and basically personal and professional development. Now, one of the things that I really sink my teeth into, though, is how to create an environment where it makes life easier for veterans to start their business, because I've been down that road. I've been into contracts, government contracts. I got partners that are doing very well with government contracts. I've done bidding on government contracts. So I use some of the knowledge that I have and pass that on to others as well. I interview experts in that particular field, and I've had different types of interviews and online interviews, online presentations that gave more information about business startups and how to connect with the right people in order to gain the benefits that you deserve as veterans going into small business, or you're trying to expand your business. So at the end of the day, I have veteran entrepreneurs start and grow their business by accountability all the way to profitability. So we have to be very serious about what we do when it comes to finance. And therefore, I want to focus on this trend that has been taking us by storm, literally since 2009 or 2008-ish, right after the crash, financial crash, when all of the big companies out there basically took our money and ran. There were stories about how you would have let's say a manager at McDonald's making $30,000 a year, but somebody's trying to sell them a house for $400,000, right? And then they say zero down. That's one red flag. Two, no interest. Another red flag for 6 months. Where are you going to be able to pay for that? Because in 6 months, guess what? They want their money. So anyway, basically you have people that say, wow, great, where do I sign? they sign. So all your money basically got drowned in that deep ravine of greed and corruption that we call Wall Street. So here's what I want to do, is to give you just a little background on how we got to where we are today and why I'm excited about where we're going. Here's a very critical point. In depression, in times of hardship globally, the most millionaires are created. I hope you heard what I just said, because when things don't look like they're going so well in the economy, somebody, somewhere, somehow is smart enough to identify that there's a need and they fulfill that need. That's one way. The other way is everything that used to be high, now it's very low. And therefore, if you're talking stocks, bonds, if you're talking securities, you're talking derivatives, you're talking about futures, you're hedging, whatever you're talking about where there is a exchange of value, it is very low at that point. And the ones that have a little bit, the ones that are not shaken so much that they can't let go, when most of the communities out there are trying to hold on to their monies, well, guess what? Invest a little bit when times are down, and when they shoot back up, guess what your investment does? It goes through the roof. And what you would have earned over a 30 to 40 year period, you know, the 40-40 plan, you would have earned in less than 12 months. When your economy recovers and you took the opportunity to dive in, guess what? You killed it, right? You smashed it. Your investment in 1 year gave you more return than your investments for 40 years. How do I know? I'm going to show you right now. Let me share my screen and I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. And don't be shaken, just be stirred to action. So here's what I'm talking about. If you look at this screen just for a moment, you'll see that there are a few initial coin offerings that happened over the last few years. We know about Bitcoin. So let's talk a little bit about that technology, cryptocurrency. I'm not going to get into blockchain too much, but that's going to be for the next session. But right now, like I said, just a real quick, short, hit you with a few things. I'm just so excited. I'm thrilled. I'm like, I got to get this information out there, because there are so many people out there putting some bad information out, especially on Facebook and, you know, YouTube, on every medium, Instagram, all of that. A lot of people are muddying the waters when it takes a little effort in order to understand what's good and what's bad. I have found a way to narrow down and identify what is the best thing and what is not the best thing, right? There are people out there that will take advantage of you. So be very careful, you know. But hey, let me, because I just want to move on because we ain't got a lot of time. So here's one of the things that I want you to look at. Like I said, what you maybe think you know about finance and your financial education and financial literacy, wipe it out and take a lesson. Because right now, you're sitting, you're standing, you are involved without any effort on your own in the greatest wealth transfer that this humanity has ever known. Why do I say that? The proof is in the pudding. Right here in front of you, right? You have return on investment since this ICO started. So in 2013, there was an ICO for Next, right? And I'm not going to get into details. I can tell you about what IOTA did. I can tell you about Ethereum. I can tell you about Neo. I can tell you about ARC, List, Qtum. I can tell you what's making them so powerful, what made them different. But that's not what I'm doing right now. I just want to show you, since I prefaced my conversation with you on when things are low, then somebody takes advantage and you can earn what you would normally earn in a 40-year plan. You can earn it within 12 months. This is what happened. Since 2013, Next, that ICO, that initial coin offering, their coin, right, based upon their particular industry, their particular technology that they created, has increased since 2013 over 825%. Mm-mm. 825,000%. I know you're like, I can't believe it. Don't worry. I didn't write it. I didn't type it. I didn't track it. But I'm just relaying information to you. IOTA is another one. 168,000% since November 2015. Started at zero. It's still less than $1 per coin. 168,000%. Ethereum. You all know Ethereum. We know Ethereum very well. Ethereum is number 2 on the coin market cap because of the amount of coins and the amount of value that it's sitting on right now. It's number 2, right behind Bitcoin. Ever since it came out in 2014, it's risen 151%, 151,000%. So here's the funny thing. In October of 2016, Ethereum was about $9, right? About $9. We didn't get into it because we didn't understand what was going on. We were just trying to figure out, what is this? I had jumped into another cryptocurrency and I wasn't paying attention to anybody else. I didn't really think that it was going to do what it was going to do. Bitcoin was about $600 when I saw it. Didn't get into it because I didn't understand anything about this. But guess what? I started to study, I started to read, I started to dig and try to understand what is so powerful about this cryptocurrency. Well, the one I was in is still doing great, over 200K value right now. So I'm grateful for what I've done. But here's the beauty of it. Well, I'm grateful for my partner actually asked me to get involved with it. But here, I'm just tracking Ethereum and then the ICOs. Ethereum, in 1 year, right now it's sitting on $470 per coin. In last October, it was at $9 per coin. Today it's at $472. That's over a 5,000% increase. You tell me what stock out there has done that for you. What particular one? Did your bank give you more than 2 or 3%? If it gave you 3%, I'm impressed. So whatever you want to say, that's okay. But at the end of the day, you need to be looking at this and say, how much do I need to invest? Because I don't want to walk away and be crying for the next 10 years over 1% at the bank. NIA, 108,000%. Stratus, Spectrum, ARK. These are ones that I've invested in. ARK, 30,000%. List, 10,000%. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. It's nonstop. OMG, 3,000%. Gold, storage, another one, 2,000%. I mean, these are powerhouses, right? It just goes on and on and on, 700%. This is crazy, but I'm just letting you know this is how it works. So here's what I really want to relate to you. At the end of the day, we have an opportunity. We are sitting in the midst of the greatest wealth transfer there ever has been. And if you don't want a piece of it, please don't watch this and don't listen to nothing I have to say. It's okay. Because coming very soon, we'll be doing an actual training on how to invest in this technology and how to select the best of this technology. See, a lot of people, I'm going to read something to you. I'm just looking at a little things here. Different modes of communication is essential. So I have to be very careful with my delivery, for one, because some of you may not get it. You may not understand it. So that's okay. But let me give it to you this way. Some of you are going to get it from here. Some of you are going to get it right here. And some of you have to learn the hard way, right? You're going to have to lose a little bit, wait a little while, see your friends and family, some other folks make a few 100,000, and then you'll say, you know what, maybe I should get in right now. Well, guess what? If you can afford to lose 100,000, okay, I get it. You're probably not listening to me talk right now. I guess that would be the case. So, I mean, what is this all about? Cryptocurrency, blockchain technology. I mean, there are certain things that you want to know, right? And I'm going to tell you, before I really kick this off, one, I have invested myself. So I'm talking from my personal experience. Over a year ago, maybe 14 to 16 months or so, you know, me and my partner out in Texas, Dexter Moon, really cool guy, great business partner. We've been doing a lot of great things together since 1998. And so we've been doing a lot of contracts and things like that. But this is something that's been very, pretty awesome. And we dove into this industry, got involved a little bit, didn't really know what was going on. We weren't those people that say, hey, I got to know everything before I get in. No, we really didn't know much about it. But what we did, we took a chance and said, hey, let's go ahead and let's put a little bit in here and see what happens. So we put a little bit in there and saw some return in a couple of months. And so we put a little bit more. And so, yeah, we're doing pretty good. The price of the coin went up dramatically. It's still going up. And so our particular investment has increased, at least 7,000%. So I can tell you from personal experience, it's real. And so I just started investing in Bitcoin recently, just started investing in Ethereum as well. But the funny thing is, this right here, yeah, I know you can't hardly see it, but anyway, this is a list of 29 different coins, 29 different initial coin offerings that are offering tokens, what they call a TGE, a token generating event. And those tokens, some of them are utility tokens, some of them are security tokens. Totally topic for a different conversation. But just so you know, there's a difference between those because some the U.S. citizens can invest in, some they cannot. So what I was doing was putting together research in order to be able to identify what is good and what is not. And that's the shortest, simplest terms that I can use at this moment. But anyway, on this page, there's 29 varieties of initial coin offerings by companies that actually have created apps. They created maybe roadmaps, I would say, to where they're going with this technology. And they basically sell their ideas, just like initial public offering, same thing. They're selling their idea on, hey, I have built a better mousetrap, and this is why you should invest, because you're going to get a return on your investment at this level. And so we've looked at it, checked it out. And so that's what I have been doing for a few months now, is studying these particular white papers on these different industries. Now, the herding mentality would say, hey, if everybody's doing it, I should do it too, and not really study or learn what I'm doing. That's not who I am. So I broke it down, and I came up with a formula that gives me an advantage in a quick way to identify what to look at, what factors to evaluate, how to measure if it's a winner, and how long it's going to take. So all these are estimates because I'm not the company. All I can do is estimate kind of what to look at, how to do it based on some experts in the field. And that's how I've decided to narrow the field of what I'm going to look at and then what I'm going to follow in order to understand the industry better, how to compare that to what I might invest in, what I might not. And then when somebody asks, hey man, what do you think about, Envion? What do you think about hydromining? What do you think about Einsteinium? I can respond in a smart way. Never given financial advisors type advice, but what I'm doing is giving you my personal opinion based upon empirical research of their white paper and contacting some of their team members. I follow every one that I'm interested in based upon the measurements and the format that I use, the Telegram or Medium or Coinomia. I look at a lot of different information in order to follow these patterns and trends and understanding what are they doing, who's built on Ethereum and who's built on the Bitcoin's blockchain, who has created their own blockchain. Interesting, isn't it? So we may think there's only Ethereum, there's only Bitcoin blockchain, but no, there's another one called Tangle. There's others that actually, like Simple Token, has created a way that you can build your particular apps. You can build your particular coins, your tokens, your ICO, all of that on their particular platform as well. So there's a lot of variations here, but how do you know what to look for in this big old mess of craziness, right? At the end of this, I'm going to give you a couple of things. I'm going to tell you where you can find the best information about initial coin offerings and how to purchase your cryptocurrency. You may wonder why I'm not only talking about Bitcoin. Bitcoin was the pioneer. Bitcoin did have the first mover advantage. Bitcoin will probably always be the highest, well, between now and 2041, it will always be probably the highest value particular currency now in the cryptocurrency world. But I'm going to tell you a secret, and I want you to get this. They may be the highest value, but they will not be the highest return on investment. So you decide what you want. You can purchase, and I would recommend it, just my opinion, you could invest in Bitcoin because it is going to continue to rise. When Bitcoin rises 100%, Ethereum, Ripple, Zcash, dotcom, Litecoin, they may rise 400 to 500%. So your money, right, that you invest is going to give you a bigger return if you can understand what is happening at the dApps or the node level of the blockchain of Ethereum or Ripple, Zcash. Monero is a powerful one as well. IOTA is another one that has their own platform, and they're building so much, and it's taken a while. But in the next 4 years, you think that 100,000% is something, they're going to do another 100,000% in the future. But anyway, I digress because I want to show you something right quick. Bear with me here. So I got something for you. You're going to like this. So who is interested in understanding how to pick the best cryptocurrency to invest in? Anybody? Everybody? Okay, a few people. All right, so here's what I came up with. I came up with this simple slideshow that helps people to understand that there is a right way and there is other than right way. Never a wrong way, just an other than right way. One way you learn a less, one you learn a lot because you make some mistakes. I've been there, done that. Now I have a strategy that I use to help minimize the mistakes. Nobody's perfect. Risks are involved. So when you accept more risk, guess what? You accept the higher reward. So anyway, cryptocurrencies are becoming more popular by the day, and many new investors want to know, how do I know which cryptocurrency to invest in? Of course, that's what you want to know. It makes it easier for you, right? So if you have decided that you want to jump into this rapidly growing market, there are some very important things you need to understand. In this guide, you will learn how to choose the best cryptocurrency investment for you. Not me, for you, because you have to decide what that will be. We'll analyze a few hot current cryptocurrencies, and we'll kick off your research. Keep in mind, this is a guide focused on long-term investment strategies. Long-term, okay? Now, there are some that may surprise you, and it may be put your money in, and within, right after the ICO, within a month, it shoots through the roof. If you decide to pull out, you go ahead and dump, boom, cash in, and you make your money. That happens, or you can let it go up, let it go down, let it go back up. And when they create their particular program, when they finish their apps, when they finish their actual product, then it's a windfall. So if you want to get started with an active cryptocurrency trading, then that will be something that we can talk about at another time, in another session, and it will be part of a program that we're going to be bringing probably early February. Working on something now, but definitely got some training that's coming your way. So, in brief, here's what I'm going to tell you. There is some powerful, powerful players in the industry. And one of the things that I truly want you to understand is these things are not too difficult to understand. So, I'm going to go through these real quick just to give you a highlight of what to expect when we get into our course within the next couple of months about the blockchain and cryptocurrency. How do I know which currency to invest in? First of all, you're not looking at it as a currency to invest in. There's over 3,000 now. When I first started looking at this, there was about 700. Then over the last year, it's over 2,000 that have creeped up. But guess what? There's only probably 50 that are actually worth looking at. The rest, I'm not saying that there won't be some that come along next year. I think 2018 will be way better than 2017 because a lot of people are actually very interested now. And so just like anything else, supply and demand. When you have banks put $9 million into researching the blockchain and how they can use that, things are happening. When you got Ripple that's being approached by American Express, when you got Visa and MasterCard that's partnered with the top, let me just give you some insight right now. I'm gonna tell you in a minute who that top ICO that I know about and invested in here recently. But anyway, we'll do that. Like I said, I'm gonna give you some tips right at the end. So yeah, there's a variety of cryptocurrencies out there that you want to look at. So don't think of one. Think of what are the top 10 or 20 that I can look at in market capitalization versus just dollars, Bitcoin or Ethereum. So it's like the dotcom boom. Yeah, a lot of people compare it to the dotcom boom. I would say this. Yeah, if you had an opportunity to get into Google when it first hit, boom, you would have been set. If you had an opportunity to get a piece of Amazon, who would like to get some now? It's over $1,000 a share. A little hard to do, right? But it's possible. It's just hard to do. Google, it's crazy amount. $300 a share. Come on. Yeah. But what if you would have got into it when it was $1? You see what I'm saying? I don't think maybe it was $17. It doesn't really matter. If you would have hit it, you would have been living on the beach right now. What about Microsoft? What about Apple? Those are just huge opportunities that Facebook, that thing's just growing like wildfire. So these are different opportunities that in that dot-com boom, we didn't get it. We didn't get it, right? But if you did, I'm shaking your hand. You did a great job. So yeah, this is similar to that. I would say it this way because, anyway, I'll leave that for later. You must understand why e-currency or cryptocurrency is a good long-term investment. So which one is the best? That's all you want to know, right? It's a long-term investment. And I say that because you got to be very careful with these type of things. One thing that is vitally important is the fact that I'm not giving you financial advice. So I can't say, put your money here, and then within 3 months, you're going to make all this money. Yes, there are strategies that you can use. There are co-ops and there are partnerships and, there's investment pools and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, you can make a lot of money, but that's not what I'm telling you. Those are strategies that do work, but you have to do some research on that and figure out what you want to do. This is a long-term investment. Why? Because they are creating a company. They are creating actual applications for the tokens and the cryptocurrency. There are strategies now that they didn't have before. Bitcoin does give you a platform to exchange funds and exchange value for actual items. There's programs now that's coming out that they're actually creating the conversion techniques. So at point of sale, you have Bitcoin on your phone, you hit the button, bing, and it becomes euros, or it becomes pounds, or it becomes US dollars, or it becomes francs. Bam, point of sale, it happens. Right now you do Bitcoin, bing, and you sit there for 20, 30 minutes, and they're like, don't think I want to use Bitcoin ever again. So Ethereum comes across, and they produce a whole different blockchain based on gas, right? So it moves a little faster. IOTA has a whole nother conversion process that happens in seconds, right? But they're still building their platform. And then there's Slack or Stack. Stack has a system that is point of sale that's going to convert different currencies where you can purchase with. You got Casha, which to me is probably out of the top 4 or top 5. Casha is like number 3 for me on financial backed or financial applications for blockchain technology, because they're doing big things across the board. But this is not the time and place for it right now. So those are some of the top ones that's doing that. But at the end of the day, right, you still have to understand that is part of what they're doing. When people catch on and they're like, yo, I want to use that particular app, I want to use that particular program, I want to invest in that particular one, that may be 3 or 4 or 5 months down the road, because now it's proof of concept, the proof of the next phase. The concept is proven, but what they're doing down the road, they're proof of work, right? POW. So the proof of work, they actually show that it does happen. It does do what it says it's going to do. Now other people are going to start investing because they say, oh my gosh, this must be real. Now, guess what? You leave your investment in there. In 12 months from now, they've shown that they've done what they said they were going to do. Now everybody wants some. And then that value goes from 0.40 to 1.40, and you've quadrupled your investment. So it's a long-term investment. The best investment strategy is to have a portfolio of currencies. Done. That is exactly what I was talking about. So like I told you, for mine, I have this, and I have a whole board I could show you over here. Like I said, I looked at about 29 that I was following, and I've narrowed that down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have 8. These are from ICOs that actually have applications on top of Ethereum, on top of Bitcoin. Okay, these are separate. So in a total, I probably have about 10 that I actually actively have studied, have actively researched, have actively followed on Telegram or different chats, Medium or Steam, or, you know, just trying to make sure I'm capturing every aspect of it. But here's what I did. How did I build my portfolio? And here's something that I'm going to talk about later, but I'm going to give you some insight here. I built my portfolio based on sectors, right? Energy sector, banking sector, investment sector, cross-border payment solution sector, or P2P, gaming sector, fantasy sports, science and research, author, arts, humanities, data storage, social media sector, and high tech, HTTP, high tech token product, right? HTTP is another sector that I use to catch some of the things that I couldn't figure out where to put. So that's how I built my portfolio in a nutshell. How do I purchase or trade cryptocurrencies? First of all, this is as simple as it gets. Coinbase has a website. It's US based, and it has other agencies outside. Kraken has a website. It's in UK, but has a US affiliate as well. So get your Coinbase account. You can either purchase Bitcoin, Litecoin, or Ethereum. And they have a wallet on there if you want to hold it there. It's susceptible to be pilfered, or somebody may steal it. So you have that account, and create you an additional wallet. If you want an Ethereum wallet, go to myetherwallet.com, and I would choose to probably add that to MetaMask, right? MetaMask is a program that complements the Ethereum wallet. So myetherwallet.com, and then choose the MetaMask. It's a fox symbol. That'll help you with Ether. Now, if you want to do the Bitcoin, then you can actually create a digital wallet at blockchain.info, blockchain.info, and you can create you a wallet in like 2 seconds. So that'll keep your that's like your personal bank, basically. You know, you buy it on Coinbase, and you drop it into your personal wallet. And you can create an Ethereum wallet there as well. And if you want to move it from, and this is where the power of some of these new apps and ICOs come from, you can take some Bitcoin, use Changely.com, or you can use another one. It's another program called Shapeshift. Use Shapeshift, and it will take one currency, cryptocurrency, and shift it into another, or transform it, convert it into another currency. Pretty powerful. But it takes a few minutes, but it happens. I have a video about that as well. You take Bitcoin and you want to move it into Ethereum, no problem. It'll tell you the price, got a transaction fee, and it moves it into Ethereum. Bam. So now I have a few pieces of Ethereum, quote unquote, and I have a few of Bitcoin, and it's in my personal wallet, which I call my personal bank. Booyah. What problem is cryptocurrency solving? See, this is part of the evaluation process, because I did another, if you look at my Facebook group, which I guess I'll have to type in somewhere, but on my Facebook group, I actually, can't do it right now. But anyway, on my Facebook group, our cryptocurrency era. Yeah, our cryptocurrency era. If you go Rashid H. Hill on Facebook, you'll see that. So I'm probably going to be posting this up in there as well. So I guess that's a no-brainer. One of the interesting things is under the evaluation, I actually talk about things you want to look at when you're purchasing cryptocurrency, or you want to invest in an ICO, the initial coin offering. One of the things is, what problem is the cryptocurrency? What is it solving? I mean, is it the same exact thing as something else? Because if you look under the ICOs, and you can go to a variety of websites, but if you're looking at those and you're looking at banking, oh my gosh, everybody wants to convert the cryptocurrency, right? So you can have a debit card from Centro, CryptoPay, BankX, Buy Trade Coin, Bank Era, CryptoPay, Casha, Stack, OmiseGo, 10X. All these do the exact same thing, just a little different. Casha has a better program, and they have better backers, right? So a little different and very well run. So definitely a good program. Centra has gotten in trouble for manipulating people's money. So we want to kind of stay away from those. But definitely Stack is another one that's coming up that's got some good reviews as well. But yeah, there are a lot of them that actually do the same thing. So you just have to basically look at them and see which one actually has the strongest team, the strongest backing. They have an actual product, and they basically, got industry experts, right? Is this the industry that they should be in? Do they have people that actually know this business? That's what you're looking for. And there's 4 or 5 other things that I talk about on the paper, as well as in the upcoming training that we're going to be doing in, like I said, a couple of months. So what problem is it solving? Always look at that and say, if I invest in this, is it doing exactly the same thing as something else and just a better mousetrap? Or will I put my finger down there and the trap pops and I lose everything that I put in it? You got to make a decision. So what is Bitcoin? I'm going to tell you what this cryptocurrency industry is doing right now. I would say Bitcoin is the Walmart of cryptocurrency, right? And you understand, right? Walmart, massive. In the retail industry, massive. Walmart came along and crushed a lot of the smaller ones. So Walmart is the Bitcoin of cryptocurrency. Or Bitcoin is the Walmart of cryptocurrency. You know what I mean? If that's the case, then Ethereum is the Amazon of cryptocurrency. Now, if you understand what Amazon is doing right now, they're taking over, period. So if you want to get in position to do the right thing, here's 5 cryptocurrencies to look at. 2 of them haven't even hit yet. But if you want to pay attention, here's what I want you to look at. If you're going to purchase something, definitely get a little Bitcoin, but get more Ethereum. So if you go to Coinbase and you want to purchase something, you got Bitcoin, it's about 8,000 right now. You got Ethereum, it's over 400, almost 500. So you better get it. You better get it now, because it'll go up. It's going to go back down. That's what it does. But that's okay. Let it ride. You'll make money. I believe that Monero is making a comeback. There's some things they're doing behind the scenes that make sense, and it's going to make it more valuable. And you have Ripple that's making some waves as well because of some of the partnerships that they have. Now, when it gets into ICOs, well, Another coin is LSK. Definitely want to look at that one. I'm still researching it. IOTA is another one that's doing very well. But IOTA has a kind of a partnership with a company or some type of software. I can't think of the actual program. But anyway, it's under Jinn Coin, Jinn Coin, right? And it helped to, they did a spinoff, but behind the scenes, they basically incorporated this particular coin. This coin is like over $300 per coin, the Jinn Coin. And it went from 0 to 300 in like a couple of days. So it's crazy. But it affects the price of IOTA, and it helps. They're using the Jinn Coin. They're using the Jinn product in order to boost their particular delivery for their particular product, right? So I think you're gonna see some real growth here in the near future with the IOTA coin. But IOTA coin is one. LISC is another one. Bitcoin, obviously, Ethereum is going to be the king of coins here in 2018 because everybody's building on Ethereum's blockchain. The last one I want to mention is ICO. There's two. I'm going to talk about two. The most powerful, I think, and mark my word, I'll say this because I believe I think it's going to take off. I believe that it's probably one of the turning points in the technology. And if people get into it, they'll be a believer in what's coming in 2018 and beyond. If we, at this generation, if we don't get in it now, we will not set up ourselves for the future. We will miss out on the future of money. We are at the cusp. We are in the midst of an amazing bridge to our best legacy. Crypterium is the top cryptocurrency of 2017. Crypterium is a top ICO with an actual program attached to it. It's about to close its ICO, I think January 5th. So you still have time to get into Crypterium. Just look at what I have available on my page, and you'll see all the information you need to know. If you want to know more, get in touch with me. Crypterium is one of the best. Very solid company. They've met all their marks. They didn't go too fast. They didn't go slow. They're just steady. They're doing exactly what they say, and they're attracting the best in the industry to help to create the roadmap and the future products to make using cryptocurrency easier. And there's a huge return on your particular investment. The other one that's coming, an ICO that's coming, and I think the industry is right. The energy industry is right because, as I said on one of my posts today, when you're talking about cryptocurrency, it's all about hash power. I'm sorry. It's all about hash power. So the hash power, which is energy, that's all it is energy. So if hash power is energy, then the hash power is what's driving the development of the coin. So in simple terms, the energy that's put into solving the algorithm or the complex mathematical equation in order to produce the set of agreements by the nodes within the blockchain is what gives value at the end of that process. So in Bitcoin, that takes 20 to 30 minutes minimum, but it takes a lot of hash power or energy. So if more energy is used, which is shutting down nations because so much energy is used, then do you not believe if somebody solved the energy problem, hydro miner using water, and there's another mobile energy that is being created coming out on December 1st with Envion. If you look at my site, you'll see that as well. I pick the top two, Crypterium and Envion, as the top ones for 2018. I'm Rashid Hill, and if you want to purchase, go to Coinbase.com. It's the simplest way to do it. You got your Bitcoin, you got your Ethereum. If you want to look more into the coin market cap, what their market capitalizations are, you can go to coinmarketcap.com. If you want to learn a little bit more about the trades and you want to learn a little bit more about the actual coins themselves, you can go to tokenmarket.com or .net. You can look at Cointelegraph. You can go to ICO Alert. If you want to understand the initial coin offerings, you can go to ICO Alert. If you want to understand a little bit more about some of the cryptocurrency and what they're doing and the prices, you can go to CoinGecko, CoinGecko.com. And if you want to look at some of the exchanges or the trading platforms, I recommend a few. If you want to just take a look, you can go to HitBTC. You can go to Bittrex. You can look at Ether Delta. You can look at Kraken, Kraken. You can take a look at Poloniex, Poloniex. You can look at live.com, Livecoin. Yeah, Livecoin, simple Livecoin. The pricing is a little higher on Livecoin. You got Cryptopia, which is pretty cool. BTC 38 is another one. There's many you can take a look at if you want to do that. But hey, the best thing you can do, come back and see me at our Cryptocurrency Era Facebook group right here, live, and in the future, bringing you educational product with a, we're going to have a basic course, we're going to have intermediate course, and we're going to have an advanced course. So, hey, stay tuned. Come back and see us. And I'm Rashid Hill. Peace, and I'm out. Thank you for watching.